Hi, Betsy. Thanks for coming to see me today. I had a referral that you came to our agency looking for services um, to be provided counseling. I must tell you that I'm a MSW intern, and my job here is to help clients get them connected with any of the various services in our community and also provide mental health behavioral counseling. So I am more than happy to sit with you and see what's been going on with you. Can you tell me why you're here today?
I'm here because I've been um, dealing with fertility problems with my husband for the last um, 3 years, and we tried naturally for about a year, and then the last 2 years we've been seeing a specialist. Been through um, different procedures and tried different fertility fertility procedures to try to help.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for sharing that. That must be um, difficult for you. How can you tell me how has that been over the last 3 years that you and your husband have been trying?
It's been hard. Yeah, it's been hard.
Do you have do you have support from your husband in this journey, or do you feel like you're going at it alone?
No, I have support from my husband.
Does anybody else in your family know what um, what's going on in your guys' lives?
Yeah, my parents and his mom and our grandmas, both of our grandmas know what's going on. Lots of people know that we're trying, and that we haven't been able to, but our parents probably know the most.
Okay, wonderful. So you feel like you have familial support
Mm-hmm.
and a good support network within within the family and friends.
Then, no, we don't have.
Selective, no
Yeah,
selective friends.
we don't. We're super busy right now. We got a lot going on in our lives. My husband, he's going to school and also working at the same time. And I have a couple of my businesses of my own. And so, yeah, no, we're super busy.
So on top of the fertility issues, there's also the ever popular lack of time
Mm-hmm.
in a day. So you feel like there's there's never a convenient time for infertility, I'm sure, but in your specific circumstances, it's among many other daily challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I first must say it shows a lot of courage for you to come and talk to somebody that you don't know, and you're not the first person that I've seen that has struggled with fertility, but each situation is very unique, and so I will help in trying to problem solve and or um, just hear what's going on and where we can head next on your journey towards being a mother. So on that note, on being a mother, can you tell me a little bit about yourself that would help me understand who Betsy is? I guess to say, did you go to a conventional? Did you go to public school?
Yeah, I went to a public school.
Okay, what was it like after you were done with school? What was your did you head to college or what was your career path?
No, I didn't go to college. I went into the military because I didn't feel like I was ready for college, and my parents they had the money to pay, but I was worried a little bit that if I used their money, then it was going to be go doing. I'd have to go to school for what they wanted me to do, and I wanted to be able to make my own choices. And
Mm-hmm. So
so
you were
yeah, so I went as
very independent.
yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. I don't really think about it like that. But yeah, so then I went into the military, and then after I got out of the military, I used my GI Bill, and then I went to college for massage, first dental hygiene, and then massage, and now I own two of my own businesses. One massage business, and then another paid for another business.
Wow, that's a lot there that you had said. So let me make sure I understand everything. So you went into the military. So in order to get a GI Bill, you have to be deployed. Am I right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you got a GI Bill. Were you ever deployed in the military?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was deployed twice.
Okay.
But the GI Bill is offered to anyone who's in the military and wants to take advantage of it. You have to put in I only put in maybe $900 or $1,200, and then you get back like, oh gosh, I mean like 40,000 or more, 50,000, something like that, to go towards school.
Okay. And so then you said you went for dental hygiene. Did you work as a dental hygienist? Or?
Yeah, I did dental hygiene for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I'd always wanted to do massage though, and the GI Bill was extended. So since it was extended, I figured I might as well go to school for massage, and then if that didn't work out, I still had dental hygiene to fall back on. But I ended up loving it, so I haven't been back to dental hygiene since.
Okay. Well, what I have heard in the short time knowing you is that you're very driven, and you kind of took life by the bootstraps, and you pushed forward. You didn't take a phenomenal offer of college paid for by your parents because you wanted to be um, have no strings attached. So that gives me a good background of where you come from personally and your characteristics. Can you tell me how your relationship is with your parents?
I have a great relationship with my parents. It wasn't my dad and I had conflicts when I was growing up. And we butted heads, but now I have a great relationship with both my parents.
Okay. Okay. Well, then let me hear from your mother's daughter. So, being it that it's your mother, what would a quality um, your mother, if I were to call your mother and ask, what's one quality you see in Betsy that would make her a good mother? What do you think I'd hear from her?
That I'd be loving.
That you'd be loving. That you'd be loving. Okay, what specifically would she see in you that is loving?
Um, I like to be a caregiver.
Like to be a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're a massage therapist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's
right. That's the caregiving relationship. I'm caring for clients.
okay. Okay, wonderful. Well, let's do this then. Let me see. You draw a picture. We're going to divide this piece of paper, and on one side, I want you to draw a symbol that just a basic symbolic picture of what you being a mother would look like.
Okay.
Now, on this half, I love it, a heart. The symbolic meaning of love is in the heart in our culture, so that's wonderful. On this side is what brought you here today. You said you're struggling with infertility factors. And so, if you could put infertility into one image, into one picture, what would that picture look like to you? Okay, a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Is that a black hole?
Yeah.
Okay, is this a solid hole or is this an open void?
I would say more solid.
More solid hole. It feels hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Now, let's think of what in your life that drives you to want to be a mother? Let me backtrack again. And when did you first know that you had a desire to have kids?
Mm, early in life, when I was in high school,
Okay.
I didn't want kids when I was in high school, but I knew at that time that I was looking forward to being in. I thought I'd be in my 20s, like somewhere in my 20s, I was gonna have kids. You
Okay.
plan it all out, kind of like be this age when I get married, then I'll have kids at this age. But yeah, didn't quite work out.
Okay. So you've had this desire for over 10 years, and you and your husband have been working on it for 3 years.
hmm
Okay. In that image there, why don't we write a couple words that define you as a mother? Like you said, your mother would say that you're caring.
hmm
So, what are other things that show that you're loving that we could add to that? What do you have in there?
Love and affection.
And affection. Okay, wonderful. Affection is great. How do you show affection to people?
Um, by maybe doing things for them, or hugging, or telling them I love them, or trying to make them feel better.
Okay, great. Um, Now, can you ever see um, this side of your life, the good side of your motherhood, come and basically fight this feeling of a black hole? Did you ever see it being able to be applied in that way? That you're feeling.
Mm,
What are the thoughts? I guess to define that, what are the thoughts that go through your head when you're feeling that black hole?
um, well, it's not fear. It's not. It's not like I.
It's not
I
fear.
wouldn't say it's not so much fear.
So there's no fear that you're
Maybe
not going to be able.
sadness. That's what I would say. Sadness.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Okay. So sadness. So what is something do so when you're feeling sadness, do you ever tap into any of these feelings, love or affection?
hmm
With is it one of those specifically, or is it another
Love.
behavior?
Love. hmm I would say love. Praise. Being thankful.
Being thankful. That's wonderful. So to be grateful for what it is that you do have.
hmm
Are you ever grateful that you're in good hands with your fertility specialist?
Uh, yeah. I don't know if I focused on that so much, but I think more along the lines of like just being thankful for. I wouldn't say I associate like if I'm sad about fertility, like I don't focus. Like I think more about loving and being grateful for my family. So I like go to something more positive in my life because fertility isn't a positive idea.
The infertility is not positive.
Yeah.
Okay. When people like your mother or your dad or your husband, do you think they first think of a visual of, would they be, when Betsy's name come to mind, would they think of more of a heart, or would they think more of a black hole with sadness? What do you think?
Who is that? My
Your mom, your dad, your husband, what do you think people think of when they think of you?
Oh, everyone would probably think something different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you ask my dad, he'd probably say black hole.
Oh, really? Oh.
But
Does your dad have a good sense of humor?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So your dad would, but there are some questions from those that love you.
There's some questions.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that they would see this solid black hole coming out of you,
Well,
and that's what you are. That's what you show in your family.
my dad would say that he sees chaos in me, is what my dad would say. But he would the joke, yeah, he'd probably joke about the. But if he was being honest, I'm sure he would say love and
Okay.
affection.
Okay. Because I mean, this is a serious thing that we're here for, infertility and what you're struggling with. So, we maybe wanted to ask your dad if we were trying to get down to the specifics of what it is that you're defined as in your family. So, um, it seems to me in your history you had shown that you're driven. Your career path was very driven. So if IVF is not successful, are you still driven in becoming a mother?
Mm-hmm.
So you would be able to let go of the fertility and move forward with becoming a mother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you say you have a resilient nature that you're going to be able to? Because I mean, in which way would you become a mother?
Um, I would like to. I've always wanted to foster parent, and so I probably, if my husband was on board with that, I'd probably try to pursue foster parenting first and see how that went. I've heard that foster parenting is really hard, but I'd like to see where that went, and then possibly adopt. People adopt as foster parents, and then if that doesn't work out, then I'd go to adopting. But I'd like to make a difference in a child's life, even if I am able to have my own kids. I still want to have always wanted to foster parent, so I'm hoping.
Wonderful. Well, there's lots of kids out there that would be extremely grateful to be in your household, I'm sure. And so what I'm hearing is that you'd first like to see where IVF gets you and have your own child. Second is to give foster parenting a chance. And third would be to potentially look at adopting. But regardless, if you have a biological child, you still someday would like to adopt or foster care. Okay. Okay, well, I have a great understanding of who Betsy is, and I see who she's defined by her loved ones, aside from her dad's humor and being a black hole. And then I see where this feeling of sadness comes from in the black hole that you have drawn for me. So I think that as long as we move forward, understanding that this is something that's on your shoulders and that you're fighting, that doesn't define you. And if you're willing to come and see me at a later date, we will continue forward. I'd love to get you on my schedule. Would you be willing to come see me maybe later next week?
Sure.
Okay. Very nice to meet you, Betsy. And I must say that I do appreciate you sharing these sensitive issues in your life, and know that I'm here to help, and I'll tap into whatever resources are available to me to allow this journey to be more pleasant.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.